Show, man. My name is Donald. My nickname is Don. I'm from Detroit, from the West Side. Grew up going to Detroit West Public Schools. Cass Tech was my high school. I went to Alex Dowell Elementary off 7 Mile. So I'm from the city, man. If I had to say what I do, I'm a graphic designer. I'm a graphic artist. So my thing always started with drawing. I would say I've been drawing since I was young, since I was little, since like elementary school. I've been drawing. Started out drawing cartoon characters like any kid. Just drawing what I was interested in, cars, stuff like that. Then as I got older, my interest changed to sneakers, fashion, and things of that nature. I began to draw. I was still drawing the things that I liked. So that just became something else. But I've been doing the graphic art stuff since like 2012. It's been a couple years now. I've been going really hard with it the last 2 years though. So I would say like 2014. Stay Laced is a streetwear apparel brand that does freelance design. So basically what that means is we create apparel. We do t-shirts, so I'm wearing one. We do hoodies, but we also do brand development by helping other brands. So you might have a good idea, but you don't know how to get it out. You don't know how to draw it, how to put it on the shirt. You don't know the industry. We help you out with that, getting your ideas out. What I did was to represent the two brands. Instead of just using a regular font that was already in the computer, I drew this one out by hand. It kind of went with the Asian theme of the name of the brand. This is the original Stay Laced logo as well. It's called Selling Dreams. It's kind of like a thought cloud here. If you look up to the upper right of the thought cloud, it's like an exclamation mark and a question mark. It represents the spark of a new idea. Like the exclamation mark is kind of like that light bulb moment when you get a new idea and it goes off and you're just like, oh, this would be really cool, this would be really dope. The question mark represents how am I going to execute it, what am I going to do, what colors I'm going to use, etc., etc. And after you build that product, how are you going to market it? That's selling dreams, selling your idea, being profitable off your passion. Then just as other little details, we did the Stay Laced on the right sleeve out of like a old school kind of shoelace texture pattern there. It's all embroidered, all stitched. Usually with collaboration projects, it's represented by X between the brands, so to say like Nojo Kicks X Stay Laced. But I kind of like the idea of the three X's and the unknown kind of looking badge. So this represents the two brands working together. So it's still the brand represented, and the X in the middle is just that working together. So this was a really dope piece, and we did this for SneakerCon Detroit when they first came to the city of Detroit for the first time. We dropped the whole project there. I worked in shoe stores from high school, starting at Finish Line, went to Villa, went to Jimmy Jazz, worked at Nojo's for a little while. When I was there, I realized the need for apparel that matched sneakers. It was like a lot of Jordans, come out in strange colorways that you can't really get from the mall, so it was a need that needed to be filled, and I already had that talent on that side with apparel, streetwear, sneakers, colors, so I decided to start making shirts that pretty much match shoes. When Nike itself and Jordan brand like kind of came out, the Tinker Hatfield is the name of a designer. He designed Jordans 3 through pretty much now. He's the creative director for Nike to this day, and he started doing it in the mid 80s. And he was actually an architect. So he started off doing floor plans for Nike, and he got intrigued with the artistic aspect of the sneakers. It was dope to him to, it's like a floor plan is cool, a building is nice, but this is like fashion for your feet. This is artwork for your feet. The Air Max 1, it's one of the first shoes that just had crazy vibrant red stripes and stuff like that on it. The early Jordans, the Jordan 3 with the elephant print, all of that is artwork. Even the Jordan 7, it's influenced by African tribal art. If you look at the triangles that make up the sneaker, even on the sole of the shoe, it's artwork. So like sneakers have a lot of influence by art, music, and a lot of different cultures go into sneakers because it all ties into each other. The urban culture that we have, hip hop, music, fashion, it all ties into art at the end of the day. And Jordans and art, they actually go together more than people think. And this Jordan itself was inspired by African tribal art with the different triangle patterns that's on there and everything. It's even on the tongue of the shoe. The different colors and everything are also inspired by artwork. This one is the Hair 7, so it's inspired by Bugs Bunny colorway actually. But the silhouette itself of the shoe is made by African tribal art. I was working with this brand, it's called Loose Canon brand, and I met the proprietor of that brand at a sneaker convention, and he saw my work and he was like, yo, this is dope, I got this idea I want to do. It's of Isaiah Thomas, from the Bad Boys era when they won their championship. and it's like a traditional picture of him like hugging the trophy, you know. And he was like, I want this like in your style of art, you know. I want it drawn out, you know, how you do it. And I'll put it on the shirt. It's gonna say Detroit do or die, you know. And it's just about the fight and the tenacity that the bad boys had mixed with the Detroit mentality of going hard and, you know, stopping for nothing to get successful, you know. So it definitely influenced a couple of my pieces, but I would say it influenced that one the most. In the future, I would like, you know, I would like to have my own store where I'm carrying the brand and I'm, you know, I'm promoting my artwork and my apparel out of the brand, but also just bringing in other artists who need that avenue, bringing in other Detroit-based clothing brands, and like I said, how I do the artist development, helping other brands who need that artistic touch. You know, they just got good ideas. So I feel like it's a lot of talent here. It's people just don't always know what to do with it. They don't know where to go next. You know, they need that push or they need some help. You know, so I want to be that person. I want to have my store as that basis for if you want some dope clothes, cool. You want some dope artwork from the city, that's awesome. You need a space to get your stuff, got you.